Now let's take a look at the building skills judge. The building skills judge sitting on a Varsity All-Star panel will be responsible for the following categories: stunt difficulty, stunt technique; pyramids difficulty, pyramids technique; tosses difficulty, tosses technique; and basing. For the stunts difficulty score, we are looking for level appropriate skills. For the low, medium, and high sub-range, you can see the rubric laid out right here. For low, most of the athletes participate in one level appropriate skill. Medium, most of the athletes participate in 2 different level appropriate skills. And high, most of the athletes participate in 3 different level appropriate skills and 1 level appropriate dismount. Immediately following the rubric, there's a note that refers you to page 2 of the scoring guidelines for a list of level appropriate building skills and dismounts. Let's take a look at that list right now. Now remember, this list is not all inclusive. These are examples, but there are other examples that can be included. Level appropriate is any skill that is allowed at that level, but not at the preceding level. You will also notice when reviewing this list that we've made some level appropriate exceptions, like the following. First of all, downward inversions will only count towards level appropriate dismounts. It will not count as a level appropriate skill. Single base, single leg stunts will earn level 4 and level 5 credit even though they are level 3 appropriate. A single base extension will earn you credit in level 4, and a single base liberty will earn you credit in level 5. Also, inversions to an extended position, although is level 2 appropriate, will also earn you credit in levels 3, levels 4, and levels 5. Now we're going to watch a stunt sequence from a level 3 performance. You've got most of the athletes performing switch up to left. That's level appropriate. Here's our second level appropriate as they go up to a single leg stunt. Now they're switching body positions, but remember, the level appropriate skill is a single leg stunt. So they're at 2. The inversion is their 3rd level appropriate skill, and the half up to liberty is their 4th level appropriate skill. And they're following the level appropriate dismount out of their extensions. Since this team demonstrated 3 level appropriate skills or more, plus 1 level appropriate dismount, they would score in the high range. Here's a question from a coach. We both had 3 level appropriate transitions. Why did the other team score higher than mine? And here's the Varsity All-Star judge's answer. 3 level appropriate transitions may get you into the high sub-range, but other elements of your stunt sequence can dictate the actual score. It's not a pure transition score. It's a score based on all of your stunting in the routine, including your difficulty, body positions, and etc. Now let's look at the new basing category. All teams in levels 1 through 5 will score between a 4.1 and a 5.0 in this category. They're broken up in the following manner. For the high sub-range, most of the stunts use a standard number of bases, do not include front spots, and here's where it differs from medium, and are performed by a maximum number of athletes. We are looking for teams that are using all of their athletes to put up all of the stunt sections without front spots. As a reminder, for all girl teams, 2-mans are not required for them to max out. Both co-ed and all-girl teams will use the basing category, as I just mentioned. However, teams competing in co-ed divisions will also have the following requirement. Now, this requirement is for all senior level 3, level 4, and level 5 co-ed divisions. It does not include level 4.2 senior and senior co-ed and level 5 restricted senior and senior co-ed. For the co-ed requirement, we are looking for unassisted stunts throughout the routine. For the number of stunts we are requiring, you need to take the number of males on the floor, divide that by 2, and round down. So if you have 5 males in your routine, you will need 2 unassisted stunts. 4 males in the routine, and you will need 2 unassisted stunts. 3 males in the routine, and you will need 1 unassisted stunt. And 1 male in the routine, you will need 1 unassisted stunt. Those stunts are not cumulative. We do need to see them in one portion of the routine. They must be at prep level or above. So for example, a hands or a shoulder stand. And these skills are needed to meet the criteria to score in the high basing range for these co-ed divisions. Teams that do not meet this minimum co-ed requirement will max out at the 4.6, the top of the medium sub-range. Now for our basing example, we're going to watch a level 3 senior COED routine to see if they meet the minimum requirement of unassisted stunts. This team has 3 males on it, which means that they need 1 unassisted stunt. You take 3, divide it by 2, and round down to 1. They need 1 stunt that's at least at prep level or above. Look, they've got 2 toss to hands that were unassisted and heel stretches that were unassisted. Because they only needed 1 and they surpassed the above prep level or above requirement, this team meets the high sub-range criteria for the basing category. For pyramids, we are looking for structures and level-appropriate transitions. A structure is anytime the pyramid stops moving and it creates a picture, and a level-appropriate transition is anytime the pyramid transitions with a level-appropriate skill. A list of level-appropriate transitions are listed underneath the actual scoring rubric for each level. Now let's take a look at a pyramid sequence. This is level 4. You watch right here, they bring the pyramid in. They've got 1 level appropriate transition, 2 level appropriate transitions, and a structure. There's another structure, followed by another level appropriate transition. And they're grabbing right here for another level appropriate transition. And here's your next flipping stunt, which goes up to another level appropriate transition, hitting another structure. There's another level appropriate transition, and as you can tell, this team has surpassed the requirement for the high sub-range for pyramids. With the goal of preventing teams from having to add in too many skills into the routine, we are implementing skill caps this season. What that means is once you get into the high difficulty sub-range, the quantity of skills you throw no longer drives the actual score. We will be doing a hard implementation of this idea for jumps, tosses, and running tumbling, and a soft implementation for everything else. That brings us to tosses. Please note the new rubric for the tosses category. We are looking for level appropriate tosses. At low, a majority of the athletes participate in 1 level appropriate toss. For medium, maximum number of athletes, including front spots, participate in 1 level appropriate toss. And for high, the maximum number of athletes, including front spots, participate in 1 level appropriate toss plus 3 additional level appropriate tosses, and it includes a variety. So new this year, you need to have a squad toss for the high sub-range plus 3 additional level appropriate tosses with a variety, regardless of whether or not you use front spots. Performing more than a squad toss plus 3 tosses, which is a requirement for the high sub-range, does not help your overall difficulty score. So what this means is a team that performs 8 tosses won't necessarily score higher than a team that performs 7. Also, teams with 14 or less athletes are not required to throw more than 2 squad tosses. So in the event that your 3 additional tosses for the high sub-range is larger than the squad size of the team, you will not have to throw more than 2 squad tosses. Let's take a look at a tosses example from a level 2 team. Now remember, level 2 tosses for the high sub-range do not require a variety since all they can perform are straight rides. Also remember that barrel rolls do not count towards tosses, and also that choreography in tosses does not count towards difficulty. Here we go with 5 straight rides. Notice some of those stunts do not have front spots. They do the barrel rolls, but those are not part of tosses, and they do a second toss. This toss does have choreography in it. Now remember, for the high sub-range, they only needed 3 additional. This team did 2 squad tosses, which puts them in the high sub-range for maintaining that 3 additional.